Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 9th of March 2015 as we record photos from Fayetteville, Arkansas. There was a watershed event, Beaver Lake Watershed Alliance, out at the park on the White River at Elkins on the weekend. And this was Sunday afternoon, and I got there a little late because they got done sooner. I think the weather was a little windy for them. Okay, Rhiannon and her daughter, and Rhiannon's always working on environmental things. It looks like her daughter's learning to do it right also. You can see in the background some of the material that they picked up and loaded that trailer with, and there's more on the ground on the other side. You can see there are all sorts of things dumped in the river. Actually, most of what they cleaned up was over on the Middle Fork, which is on the other side of Elkins. And I think that truck is the official truck, but they did have a canoe out there, and maybe somebody floated the river, I'm not sure. But boy, they loaded up a lot of stuff. Somebody on the internet saw this picture and said, "Oh, there's where my old mattress went." Well, I hope I know he wasn't the one that dumped it in the river, but you know, they even found dead deer carcasses that even a couple of them at least had the antlers removed. They hadn't been, cleaned for food, just slaughtered, no reason. Okay, as I said, I got there a little late, so most of the people had left. There was 65 or 70 people showed up, not counting me, and they had a great cleanup, did a good job, even though it wasn't great weather. Okay, see a lady with a dog over on the left bank, and that big old tree there, and there you can see zoomed up on that dog, and she was, that's a great place to walk near the river and see the changes. Also on Sunday, the 8th of March, there was this We've Got Dan's Back gathering at George's Lounge. Dan Dean was seriously injured just in the last few months, and people were raising money to help with his medical care and probably things like housing for his wife when she goes out to, I think he's in Denver right now, maybe in the hospital. Okay, just showing you some of the programs coming up at George's while we're getting pictures from there. And I always love going by and seeing all the shows coming up. I don't go to most of them. Too old to really enjoy them, but I am amazed at having seen the popularity of George's since, the first summer I spent in Fayetteville was 1966 summer when I'd been teaching that year at Tahlequah, Oklahoma at Northeastern State, starting the year before and after that. There, Dan Dean and Laura Kelly, they were founders of the Bicycle Coalition in Fayetteville and have worked very hard for that group. There's work by Matt Miller. All these things were silent auction items. I don't know the amount of money they earned, but they had a great crowd, had great food. That's Shelley Boniotu's, I can't say it. Anyway, that's some of her work. And Bill Dollar and Loose Change, you've seen those guys play in Fayetteville a lot, and they were actually allowing somebody to donate, bid and donate, and give them a free concert, 2 hours long. I mean, that's quite a deal. And if somebody's playing a party, that would be wonderful to get. And there you see things like a really neat plate from Mexico, made in Mexico, Puebla, Mexico. It's tagged on the back. Just wonderful things. Uncle Sam's Outfitters donated something, a package that would go to a real outdoor person. Well, obviously, I didn't adjust my camera for indoor shooting, so I just showed you the area there where they have all those silent auction items on the left and people sitting on the right enjoying the music. And I've got at least one song from that on YouTube. Till next time, do your part to support good causes. See you. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and we've got some more pictures on the 9th of March, 2014. Let's see. There's a squirrel in my yard. Close enough I took it from just outside the door and zoomed up on him. I shot several more, but you know, this is about as good as it gets when they're trying to hide from you like that. Okay, this is in Wilson Park. Do you see the top of that tree? It's been topped. That's a very old walnut, black walnut tree. I've tried to protect that tree for years. I'm just grateful to see they didn't take off that long limb that kind of comes to the right there. That one's some more, well, 20 years ago it was 50 feet out from the trunk to the end of it. Apparently they got afraid some of these things would break off, and there was a tree, experts went out there. I'm just thrilled this is all they did. You can see that wood's pretty fine still, and it wasn't hollow all the way up or anything. Okay, this is overlooking the campus from Rocher Heights, or now the apartment complex called The View. And that little grassy area, that's actually a small nature area that was set aside by the engineer planning that development of those apartments. And he recognized what I was showing him about all the native plants growing up there. And in the summer, all during the summer, you can see a succession of wonderful native plants growing in there. Odd thing they did, of course, they were required to plant street trees. And so this is Shumard oak. You can see it cost $169.95 and only 2 inches in diameter, I think. So that's pretty expensive when wonderful things grew on that mountain that just needed to be protected. It's not all destroyed yet, but the way things go, people keep building there, and everything near the campus is valuable. But anyhow, you can see little blue stem grass, the dominant grass out there, and big blue stem second, I guess, and then it's got a mix of other native grass and all of the wildflowers that you expect to see on any prairie in northwest Arkansas. It's not a wet prairie up there. It dries off too fast. Somebody lost chickens. Now, somebody was on the internet a couple of weeks ago saying, have you seen my chickens? Well, I hadn't seen them, but maybe I did. They were on this trail, and they were finding things to eat in the slush after the snow. And you notice that fellow rode right by them on a bicycle, and they didn't run off. They were happy there. I hadn't been back to see if they've laid any eggs or anything around there. Anyhow, this is at Collier's. I've been calling it the Collier's Dig. On the east side of north side of the Collier's drugstore downtown, and you can see water. Well, they're pumping water out. This is similar to wetland. It was wetland soil, and it was a depressed area there, and so there's underground water. They went 30 or 40 feet down to try to get to bedrock for their foundations, and that's what those markers are on, where those foundations are. Big pilings going down deep with concrete in the middle of the pipe. And see Old Main in the background? Well, in a few months, from where I was standing by the post office, you won't be seeing Old Main without walking way off to one side or another. And You can see what that looks like when little snow on the ground there, and general mess that slowed down work. And they're some of the old houses over on the side of that development, and hope they don't get torn down anytime soon. Okay, World Peace Wetland Prairie, Lauren Hawkins is in the background, and all those grass species growing out there are, all that tall grass is intentional. That's native tall grass. It's a demonstration area, and we talk about the benefits of wetland. And coming up in April, we'll have another Earth Day celebration out there. So she's pulling out the plants, just the obvious non-native things, and planting a few more of the natives that we've saved seeds from. Notice how big that deer track looks? Well, it really is a big deer track, so I think there's a possibility that you know, the deer there will reproduce very soon. Till next time, do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green, and protect the wildlife habitat. See ya.